I've mentioned in previous episodes how each energy center runs up the spinal cord. It has a specific location in the physical body and it relates to physical parts of our physiological system. It also regulates the energetic aspects of how we experience our reality. Suffice it to say, each energy center regulates a part of our physiology and a part of our energetic psychology as well. I want to reiterate something. The field is the sole governing agency of the particle. We are both energy and matter. We are both wave and particle. And so our energetics informs our matter. Therefore, every single one of our energy centers that runs up our spine, from the base of our spine to the top of our head, is related and connected to specific parts of our physiology. So by this point, from these 3 episodes series, you are getting a sense for how important these chakras, or energy centers as I like to think of them, of course, are to us. I strongly believe in the practice of tuning your energy centers, meaning aligning them, tuning them to one another, and creating coherence in each one of them, as well as all of them as a unit. This is really life transformational. I practice this every day, and I've seen some major changes in my life, both energetically and physically, and with the reality around me. So balancing the energy centers is really about dedicating time every day consistently to spend time and awareness with each one of these areas of the body. These areas of the body, like I said, manage the physical health and the balance of our physiology, as well as the coherence of interaction between our internal environment and our external environment. And so when we're working with these energy centers, we're really nourishing our entire being as energy and matter, as wave and particle. And when you start doing a regular practice of balancing these chakras and creating greater coherence, you really just shift your entire life and reality, and you'll see results you never expected. It's really a journey of the unknown. It's really a personal experiment that you'll embark on. And I really encourage you to give this some consideration and possibly commit to it. If you are interested in getting into this energy work with balancing the energy centers and bringing greater coherence to your entire being, I really recommend you start with Dr. Joe Dispenza. He is by far one of the most incredible resources for doing this. He teaches a method and a mechanism to do this that is just phenomenal. It takes you from the baseline groundwork all the way to, the entire mechanism to how to go about doing this. It's very structured, and it's really based in science as well, but it is one of the most comprehensive and structured methods to how to do this. So I strongly recommend, if you're interested in having a greater energetic coherence in your body, to have greater physical health, mental health, and to have a better experience with your external reality, start doing the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza as a baseline, as a foundational structure of knowledge for how to do this. I also want to mention something really important about transformation, okay? Because there are so many different types of personal development things out there. But I just want to say, and I know this from personal experience, if you're looking to go on a journey of transformation for yourself or for your own reality, you have to understand the implication and the impact that these energy centers have within the body. And especially if you're not familiar with any of this, this is the groundwork that you need to understand, because true personal transformation is within, and it requires the transmutation of energies. All right, are you listening? True transformation from within requires the transmutation of energies. And in order to do that, you have to understand the mechanism behind these energetic centers, which are driving so many aspects of our physiology and psychology, as well as how we experience our reality. You see, when energy is flowing clearly and coherently from one energy center, from the bottom of the spine to the top of the head, things are working out well for you in life. However, when there are imbalances between your internal reality and your external reality, there's going to be some resistance in your energetic system. So, for example, if you're experiencing fear or insecurity or instability or a lack of safety, you're likely going to have some energy blockages or energy resistance happening in your root chakra or your first energy center. Similar, let's say you're experiencing grief, isolation, separation, disconnection with people, or pain or suffering, you're likely to have a blocked heart energy center in the middle of your chest. And so you're going to be experiencing some resistance in that place. I would say something similar could be happening in the solar plexus, which is the third energy center right below your rib cage. That's usually the place of your self-empowerment, of your will, of your intention. So if there is an imbalance in your life in terms of self-doubt or control issues, or your lack of being empowered, or a lack of will for life, for whatever reason, energy is not going to flow through that center properly, and it's not going to raise up to the next energy center. And so you're going to experience some blockage or resistance in that energy center. And that translates all these blockages and resistances that you're experiencing from the imbalance between the internal world and the external world is going to translate through your physiology. That's really why the body is a communication device. It's telling you that energy isn't flowing properly through your energetic system. And so you can use these energy centers to drive your transformation forward by knowing these elements and then engaging in a meditative practice, but also taking action on a daily basis to transmute these energies in a way to facilitates your healing and your well-being. So, dedicating yourself consistently to the practice of this type of energy work by balancing these energy centers through your awareness and consciousness. And like I said, you can begin to do this by learning the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. He wrote a whole book about this. It's called Becoming Supernatural. And so when you dedicate yourself to a consistent practice in this kind of energy work around the energy centers of your energetic body, you really create a link to your emotional and energetic patterns of your life. And you end up literally transforming yourself from the inside out, and therefore also transforming the reality around you. And if you are aware about how quantum mechanics works, if you want to see a change in your life, the change has to start within you. And the practice of balancing these energy centers is only going to bring you more truthful alignment and embodiment to your true self. You're going to become a clearer vessel for your spirit and soul. And your attention is literally becoming the healer within yourself. I really recommend that if you have any doubts about this, that you just read the book called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's going to shift your perspective if you are a non-believer in this. Anyway, I'm going to move away from Dr. Joe Dispenza because I've mentioned him a ton of times in these 3 episodes, and I couldn't be more adamant about that type of work because I've dedicated myself to his work for over a year now. It's almost a year and a half. So I know it very well. I've studied every single thing from Dr. Joe Dispenza. So I'm very, very familiar with the powerful impact that his work has on our lives. I'm going to tie up this episode, and what I want to end with is just several questions that are related to each one of the energy centers. So, are you creating safety and stability in your daily life? Because this relates to your first energy center, your root chakra. Are you honoring your emotions and creative force? Because this relates to your second energy center, your sacral chakra. Are you making empowered decisions? Because this relates to your solar plexus, your third chakra. Are you practicing forgiveness and openness, acceptance, compassion, gratitude? Because this relates to the heart center, your fourth chakra. Are you speaking your truth and integrity? Because this relates to your throat chakra, right in the middle, the fifth center. Are you trusting your inner knowing? Are you practicing your intuition? Are you doing something in your life that's connecting you to your higher self? Because this relates to the opening of the third eye, the sixth chakra, which is related to the pineal gland. And lastly, are you nurturing your spiritual connection? Because this relates to your seventh chakra at the top of your head. When you're asking these questions, you're going to find that there are imbalances in your life. And most of us are living imbalanced lives. And our responsibility and our duty to ourselves is to create a more balanced life for ourselves.